we are at lesson 6. We're going to translate algebraic expressions. We've been doing a lot of work with expressions, distributing, combining like terms, substituting and solving, getting an answer. But today we're going to do some translating. And in order to translate, we need to know what words mean in math, because remember, math is a language and these words tell us to do something. Let's brainstorm as many addition words as we can, words that when we see them tell us to add. The first, and probably the most important, is the word sum. Okay? When you see sum, that means you're going to add. Another really popular one is total. Find the total of the purchases altogether. What does it cost altogether? How many kids went altogether? Obviously, plus. You guys know that one. Combined. Whoops. Something you might not think of as a word that means to add, but is when you deposit. So when you deposit money into the bank, you are adding money to your account. All right, let's go think of some subtraction words. Difference is probably the biggest one. As soon as you see find the difference, you know that you're going to subtract. So difference, obviously subtract tells you to do that. Anything like how much greater than, how much more than, how many more, how much taller, how much longer, how much shorter. Anything like that indicates that you're going to do a subtraction. There's a couple of tricky ones in subtraction. And the tricky ones that I put a star next to are if something is less than, that's an order switcher. How, let's see, if X is less than 10, it doesn't mean X minus 10. It actually means 10 minus X. So we call that an order switcher, and also subtracted from is an order switcher. So these have stars next to them because instead of going left to right and just writing your subtraction problem, when they're written this way, less than or subtracted from, the way they're written left to right, you flip them. And we'll get to some problems like that. Product means to multiply. I'm not really good at highlighting, am I? All right. Other words that mean product would be when you want a fraction of something. That means to multiply. We've been talking about that. Product. Coming up short on the product ones, but we can come back to it as we approach them. Quotient is the fancy word that means to divide. Whenever you're trying to find part, when something is getting divided up or sectioned off, when you're looking for sections, that's going to be a division. And there are some keywords that mean equals. Is the biggest one. Okay, what is 12 with a sum of 20? Is tells you to write an equal sign. All right, we're not going to use is for a little bit. We're just going to be doing expressions, but let's try and pick apart these words, because math is like a foreign language, because we're going to change these words into math symbols and numbers. Product tells us we're going to what? Multiply. What are we going to multiply? We're going to multiply 2 and some number we don't know. We're going to call it C. And then we're going to increase. Ooh, there's an addition word that I didn't have. we're going to increase, which makes me remember here, decrease. See, I can't think of them all at the same time, but so we're going to increase this by 5. And that period means we're done. And so as soon as I just kind of write little notes there, I can practically see the expression. I'm going to multiply 2 times C plus 5. And that's how I write 2 times C. Oh, I thought that'd make it bigger, but it didn't. The second part of this says to evaluate. We're giving C a number value. Remember that evaluate means to get an answer. We're going to plug in place of C, we're going to put -4. So down here, we're going to have 2 times -4 plus 5. Order of operations, since we have all the numbers, means we're going to do -8 plus 5. Different sign subtract. Keep the sign of the bigger. -3. Notice that I worked down like we do in math, and there's no equal sign. I just worked down until I got the answer. That's algebra. It's really going to focus on that. Okay, quotient is a keyword that tells us to divide. We're going to take the quotient of x and 4. What that looks like when we translate it is x over 4. We're going to use the division bar. We're actually not going to use this symbol in algebra, but we can write it as a little note to ourselves. And then we're going to decrease this by 5. There's our expression. Next up, we're going to evaluate, and in place of x, we're going to put 16. So we're going to have 16 divided by 4 minus 5. What's 16 divided by 4? 4. What's 4 minus 5? -1. Awesome. I don't like that little weird mouse thing follows me. I wonder what it does when I do fireworks. Let's just try this for fun. Ooh, I see an order switcher. 6. Oh, yeah, that's cool. All right, 6 is less than the product of a and x. So we're going to be multiplying a and x. No, product of a number x. So that's just x. So the product of x and -5, those two. Oh, that is so cool. If 6 is less, then 6 comes last. This is what the order switcher does. It puts the 6 instead of in front of, like it's in front of the words. Less than tells me it comes last. We're going to subtract it from the product of -5 and x. So -5 times x. Okay, doesn't that fireworks just make math way more fun? I think it does. Now we're going to evaluate when x is 1/5. Sorry. So I'm going to plug in -5 times 1/5. Look how fun math is. It's just like fireworks everywhere. -6. Put this over 1. Think about this, guys. We've got a 5 in the numerator, a 5 in the denominator. They're going to cancel or cross divide. We're going to get -1 minus 6. What do we do in subtraction? We're going to have to K, C, C. The fireworks can't keep up with me. I'm so fast. I ran out of space, so -1 plus -6 is -7. And there's where I need the fireworks because, oh, look at this is so fun. Okay, I'm getting really distracted. Okay, it was fun though. So that's -7. If you can't tell from my mess over here, I got really excited about fireworks. All right. So you need to remember that the variable is a lowercase letter, and I'm going to have to pause this because a class is coming in. Please hold. Actually, I'm going to do the rest in another video. I'm going to end this one. Stay tuned.